Welcome to today's episode of TFL Today. That's a double today.
Yes, but we're late today.
We're late, but sometimes we're so busy making videos that we get behind, and that's what happened today. But let's just jump right to it. Andre, can you believe this? There's a truck behind us.
Yes.
There's two things I can't believe. That cost, first of all, $67,000. $67,000 for a half-ton F-150.
Well, should we tell them what truck this is? This is a 2017 F-150 with the limited package 4x4 and a lot of options.
Yeah, and look at this. It's exactly $67,000. You think that was just
No
by
joke.
accident?
It's no joke.
That's no joke. You think that was accident, or you think Ford knew that was actually specifically for the journalist fleet that it came out to that number?
Okay.
Either way, it's a boatload of money. And we were thinking to ourselves, how come a truck is worth $67,000?
How do you get there? How do you get a truck to that price?
Yeah, so what would a regular F-150 start at if you got the regular base truck?
You know, if you got a work truck, this is a regular cab, short bed, two-wheel drive F-150 with a normally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. The price is $27,110. 27 grand. That's like 2.5 times lower than this price.
Yeah, that's a worker grade truck. Now, of course, you guys know that trucks are uber competitive, and that oftentimes the manufacturers do rebates.
Yes.
You can get discounts, you can get upgrades, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about what the sticker price on
MSRP
on this truck
Yes.
is. So we're aware of the fact that trucks oftentimes go out the door for less money that's on here, but nevertheless, a base truck, $27,000, which is still a lot of money for what used to be the cheapest vehicle in America.
Yeah, so it's a two-wheel drive truck and it's a short bed. If you wanted, some other. By the way, F-150, it's probably like the most configurable as far as from the factory truck or vehicle completely in the country, because there's several cab configurations. There are 4 engine options. There's four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, bed lengths, all kinds of stuff. And guys, for example, let me give you some examples, okay? Extended cab, if you wanted an extended cab versus a regular cab.
Yeah, let's say that you wanted to put more than just you and your friend or your dog into the thing. If you wanted as a family hauler, how much would it cost to get the longer 4-door truck?
You mean a full crew?
Yeah, let's start with that.
Full crew cab, it will cost you $65.40, $6,500 to step up to a crew cab.
Wow.
That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But you're getting for that 2 extra doors.
Yeah.
You get, up to 6 seats.
Dude, that is a used Nissan Sentra.
Yes, $6,500.
All right, how about if you wanted to use it all year round? And you wanted
4-wheel drive system.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive system is more reasonable.
Yeah.
About $3,400.
Wow, so
$3,400.
Yeah, so that's still pretty expensive.
It's still, yes.
And that's with the base engine.
Yes.
All right, what are the engines you can get in that 150?
So 4 engines right now for 2017. Like we said, 3.5 liter V6 is the base engine, no turbos, just 3.5 liters of goodness. Then you can step up to a 2.7 liter EcoBoost, so the baby EcoBoost engine,
right,
basically.
the small one, yeah.
That engine is actually relatively reasonable at $995.
I think that's a bargain of the deal.
Boom.
Yeah.
Throw it in there, you're getting a lot more torque, tons more power, and you could burn rubber all day long.
Especially if you put it in a light truck, you don't overdo it. That's a fast truck. So, so that's your
reasonable, right?
Your baby EcoBoost, your baby turbo.
Then, if you don't like the turbocharging, right, you can go for a V8. The 5-liter Coyote is still around. It's still going to be around for quite some time. That engine is about $1,800, just $1,795. So, once again, not a bad deal, right?
It's a matter of
opinion.
It's a matter of opinion, because you're already talking about, let's say the 4-door is $37,000 with the 4x4.
Okay.
Now you're adding, now you're at $40,000. So we're getting up there. By the way, we've got the Monroney. We're going to show you just how this truck gets to $67,000 before the end of the show. But we're just kind of going through the pricing so that you have a notion of how expensive trucks can get. All right, so
we're at about 40 now, right?
We're about 40.
Just base truck with a crew cab and a V8.
And then if you want the big boy, 3.5 liter twin turbo, 400 horsepower plus, all the torque in the world.
Yes.
Then how much more?
Well, that engine is about $28.95, so about $2,900 for that engine.
Wow.
So now you're at about what, 43,000?
Yeah,
maybe?
43,000.
So that's kind of a base truck with a four-wheel drive system, okay?
Now, we haven't talked about the extended cab. We've talked about the crew cab. How much is an extended cab? Let's say you go for that clamshell, the thing I hate where you lock your
Yes.
back seat passengers in without.
I don't think
meaning
that's
to.
for young families. I
No.
don't think that's the truck.
But let's see, how much is that?
That's about $4,000,
That's about $4,000.
which, I don't know, I think it should be less. $4,000 for that cab seems a little bit high for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what do I know? I mean, aluminum is expensive, right?
Yeah, aluminum apparently is expensive, and the more you add, the more expensive it gets.
Yes.
All right, so Andre, let's talk about how we get from $43,000, which is to $67,000. So here, I'll give you the Monroney, and you can kind of read through some of the options. Because
Okay,
first of all, a lot of the options are hidden. You can't see them because they're in packages.
Yes. Well, first of all, you got the limited letters
Let's show
on the
them
hood.
I'll do my van away. Look at this, guys.
And look,
Limited.
we got some rainwater on this truck.
Limited.
No, of course I'm joking. But, so, first of all,
What color is this?
white gold.
Yes. There you go.
Of course it's white gold. But this is a new color that Ford is very proud of. And I'm not sure if I'm very fond of this color myself.
I'm not. It's like there are styles and colors, right? And this is kind of a champagne color.
Yeah.
And to me, a champagne color belongs on a Lincoln or a Lexus, not a truck. But that's just me.
Okay.
Maybe this is a new thing where very wealthy people with a lot of horses want their trucks to look like their Lincolns. I'm guessing. All right, you're saying about the lights. Sorry.
Well, first of all, if you want a luxurious option F-150, LED lights, that's expensive. I don't have exact pricing right now with me.
It's part of the package.
But it's part of the package. That's really expensive. Obviously, the EcoBoost engine, like we said, is very expensive, and 10-speed automatic transmission is also part of the deal. Then
How about chrome hooks, Andre?
hooks.
That's
That's humongously expensive. No.
Dude, that's gonna be part of limited, right? The chrome hooks.
Yes, but look, I mean, this truck, and Roman, I think you would agree with me. This truck is basically like a luxury sedan, right?
It's like a 5 Series BMW.
So look, you've got a retractable steps. You've got, a 360-degree camera that we can show you later. Of course, when you step up to a luxury truck, you also get Sync 3 system. This is the infotainment system that allows you to have navigation, a lot of other features. But this is a limited truck, and look at this leather. Tommy, can you show that?
Dual tone leather, Andre.
Dual tone is very soft. And the reason why this truck is called limited, and I've asked Ford this,
Yes.
is because they say they'll only build as many as they can sell. So they don't have a plan. They're not gonna.
How is that limited?
I don't know.
Only build as many as they can sell.
That was part of the answer. They said, we don't have a number. We're not planning like 4,000 of these.
Well, let me show you some of the features on here. First, I love these steps. They're really nice. But look at all the things you get just on here, right? So if I turn this truck on,
Don't start it.
oh, I'll kill us if I start. The garage is closed, so I won't turn the truck on. But look, you can see all sensors, right? So we've got all sorts of sensors.
Got 360-degree
Degree camera that points forward. You have a camera that points backwards.
Adaptive cruise control.
Adaptive cruise control.
Lane keep assist.
Trailer backup, Andre.
Yes,
You know
there's a
guys know
knob.
what that is? There's a knob that lets you automatically back up the truck. Basically, what it will do is when you're backing up, you use this knob instead of the steering wheel, and the truck will turn and back up the trailer for you. I've got cameras right here that are on the.
They're lights.
Never mind. I've got lights. I've got lights here that light up on the rearview mirrors that face down and face forward.
Can you
depending on-
just push the power button for me?
Yeah, without stepping on it.
I can do. There you go.
So first of all, Ford, obviously, they've been in the truck business for a very long time, and they've done a lot of research with customers. And so a lot of these features I actually like. I like the lights on the mirrors, the additional
There,
spotlights.
look, I just got the cameras. Can you show that, Tommy? Look at all those cameras. Door camera, right, left door, front, back, for towing back. Look at all that. I mean, this truck has more cameras than we have, Andre. This is crazy. And all that works, of course, in conjunction with your trailer assist, so that you can.
Yeah, you can help to hook up the trailer. Like I was saying, Ford. What I like about their features, A lot of them are very, intuitive. I'm not talking about the sync like radio system. I'm talking about the towing features, the mirrors, the like knobs for controlling your headlights and the AC system. I think they're well placed, and these switches, you can get to them easily. I also like how they do, the cut down in the door, so you could see more. You have more openness.
You like the applique here, the wood applique?
No, I'm not a fan of this.
Okay. This is
but-
a little plasticky too. It's for
But Roman,
67,000.
show them the panoramic roof. I mean, that's a huge option. That's a huge option that also costs a lot of money.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, how much light does this let in? It's incredible. That is-
Of course, Roman, you're sitting in heated and cooled and massaging seats.
I have massaging seats, Andre?
Yes.
Good God.
So by the time you add all this, right,
Yeah.
and you're adding leather and look at the plush carpets.
Andre, are
The
we selling this?
performance.
Are we selling this truck, or are we?
I don't know.
I feel like a salesman.
I don't. You've asked me how much it costs, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
All right, let me show you. Let's go over some of those options that are on the Monroney. How much is this option, Andre? Of course, slowly opening lift gate. Look at
$375.
so I don't have to strain myself when I'm getting in the truck.
No, you can jump in there.
Look at that, $375. How about something that I think should always be part of a truck? Bedliner. How much is that?
$495. I think that's too much, dude.
That should just come with every truck. $495.
But this is a line,
Factory line.
a spray-in bed liner, which is very useful, very, very durable.
Yeah. How about
LED lights.
How about in here, Andre? Don't you have to pay for the lining inside there?
Oh
that
my
Isn't that
goodness.
one of the options?
Why pay for the lining inside here? $180? I think Ford could probably throw that in for free if you're buying a limited, but that costs $180. And a trailer tow package, including the wiring, the hitch, and the Trailer Pro backup assist system, that's $895.
What about these wheels? Are these 20s, Andre?
These are 22s, dude.
22-inch wheels.
22s. We're rolling on 22s. And this is the big part of this truck. And Roman, these wheels and tires limit the capability of this pickup, which doesn't make a lot of sense to
Yeah,
me.
they're limited in two important ways, Andre. Not only do they limit it in terms of actually going and towing stuff with it, but they're limited off-road because they're useless off-road.
Yes.
Right? So they're bad for off-road, they're bad for towing, and they're really expensive. So if you want a truck that's all go, but not much show, then go for the Workman. If you want one that's all show but not much go, then the limited one, of course.
And we have to explain what does it mean for towing, right? So obviously you've seen the commercials out there that Ford says, they can tow about 12,000 pounds with their F-150. Well, that's a very specific configuration, right? A two-wheel drive truck with a very specific engine and a very specific bed length. These trucks, the crew cabs, 4x4s, usually tow around 10,000. But because of these tires, you're losing about a couple thousand pounds of towing capability.
Yeah, because they're like that.
Yeah, the sidewall is very. It almost looks like a sports car if you shrunk
Yeah.
it down because of the sidewall.
And the other thing is, the reason that trucks have different towing capacities is because of the weight, right? So the more weight the truck has, which this has, the more options, the less it can tow.
Yes.
So you're using some of that towing capacity to just kind of move itself. And when you've got big 22s, they're very heavy, so it takes away
But
towing
it's mostly
capacity.
tire limited, right? The
Yeah.
tire is limited.
Yeah.
Can we go around the other side and show the back seat?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go around the outside. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Why don't you jump in on this side, Andre? And then, Tommy, you go around and show them the back seat.
Another option this truck has, which I love, and this does not have to do with the interior, it's an extended, larger fuel tank. And that's a 36-gallon fuel tank, and that option is $395. And I think I would pay that for a bigger tank because it's built in from the factory and you can go long distance. This truck is rated at 17 mpg in the city, 23 on the highway, 20 combined, and with 36 gallons, Roman?
Yeah.
And you know this in the Raptor, right?
Yeah,
You can go a long ways.
It'll go 400 miles. Now, what number are we, Andre? We're limited. What's the number? Tommy, show them over here. So this is how it's limited. So you got the VIN right here, and this is number 0038. 2017 003.
6?
8. No, 8. That's an 8.
Is it 8 or a
yeah,
6?
Yeah, it's an 8.
6.
It's a 6. Okay, I can't see from this angle. It's a 6. So we're in the 36 limited.
Don't you feel special?
Now I feel special to know that it's number 36.
Yes.
Check this out. Look at this. Over here you have, that's auto stop start, right?
Yep.
Over here you have lane departure warning.
And help and assist. It will actually correct you.
Yeah, it'll actually correct you.
Parking? Is that parking?
And that's only for parallel parking. So they have sensors on the sides. We'll show you guys later.
Basically, it'll park itself.
It'll park itself only parallelly.
Yeah,
it will not do a perpendicular park right
And
now.
for $67,000, it should parallel park itself as well. And of course, what truck would be complete without cooled and heated seat, dual temperature controls, navigation, you know, all the goodies that you would have in a 5 Series BMW, which we, by the way, just reviewed. How much was the 5 Series we reviewed, Andre?
That was 72,000.
So
with a 4-cylinder
5,000
turbo.
short in a pickup truck. And you know, to be fair, when you do the comparison, that truck had a 4-cylinder turbo. We have a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, the car had the 4. This is the 6.
Yeah. And this has probably every feature that BMW had.
And you know that BMW, and that video is on our TFL car channel. It did a 6.5 second 0 to 60, and I think this truck can come close. I mean, this truck is so powerful. You know, with the twin turbo, 470 pound-feet of
Well,
torque.
now you come up with that. We should have done a drag race.
I know. Well, I don't have a BMW right now.
We have to give it back. Are there any questions, Tommy, that we should be answering?
Yeah, where to get the Truck Nuts book?
Oh.
Oh, that's very easy. Trucknutsbook.com. Hey.
Or Amazon.
There's links there to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, independent bookstores. Mr. Truck, Ken Sundling, and I will be doing a book signing near Denver, Colorado on June 14th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're in town, come by and see us. We have an address on our website as well.
Can we show the engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, let's pop the engine.
Oh, but before we get there, Tommy, look at this. You get heated seats in the back, and I really love this option. You know, 400-watt outlet. So you can plug in your regular appliances here. And USB ports, 2 USB ports in the back.
And there's a
seat.
400-watt one here as well. So you
Yeah.
get front and back.
Someone said they want to see a base F-150 review.
Yeah, good
I do
luck.
too.
Yeah, we do too.
But we get these really loaded truck to show all the features, right?
You know what's also really surprising, Andre? Yeah. That is that once upon a time, of course, V8s were the norm, right? And now we have, why can't I open this?
Pressure's on, Roman.
I can't open it. I'll let you do it.
Can I try?
You try. I'll go turn the truck off.
What's going on here?
There you go.
Okay. There's the beast. And Ford obviously is doubled down and tripled down on turbocharging. By the way, for 2017, this is an all-new design. You would think it's the same engine as in previous years, 2016 and before, but they've actually redesigned this engine almost completely. It's the same displacement, but it now has 2 injection systems, port injection and direct injection, and it's supposed to be not only quick and powerful on the direct injection side, but also a little bit more efficient. And that's what Ford is trying to do, is kind of.
Someone's asking, is there a camera underneath the Ford logo?
There is. There sure
Yep.
is.
Look at that. Boom, booyah.
And then we've got one more here.
Yeah.
What do you think is this truck's biggest unaddressed issue or fault that Ford has not addressed?
You know, they've addressed a lot of issues. This is their best-selling vehicle, and they spend a lot of time and resources and money developing it and thinking about this truck. Safety-wise, you know, the government tested this truck. It did very well. But I think if I was to buy an F-150, Roman, I think I would go for a 5-liter.
Really,
A
why?
straight V8.
Why?
Well, because not only is it a little bit more economical as far as price, you know, I don't have to pay as much as a full twin turbo V6, but it's just, I think trucks and V8s just go together really well.
Yeah.
And I'm still not fully on board with the twin turbo.
Can I answer that question before you have another question before time to get to that one? I would say it's right here because the government says this truck gets 20 combined, 17 city, 23 highway. But
Yeah.
in our experience, even though it's redesigned,
We can almost never get
get
that.
that. Yeah, the turbos are powerful but thirsty. So I can see why the V8 in some ways is actually a better option because while it's not forced induced, it is fuel efficient. Yes,
And
Tommy?
also cheaper.
Yeah. Also
So Scott brings up an interesting question. Why don't you guys ever talk about fit and finish and perceived quality?
Yeah,
Nathan talks about it all the time.
Yeah, that's his thing,
And
actually.
and we mention it once in a while. This truck is actually, as far as fit and finish.
Well, let me show you something
Let's
interesting.
let's look.
Let me show you something interesting. So, like, here's a little thing that the designer will point out. So, when you do it, and this is going to be hard to show, when you do a door like this, right, you create this edge. And the problem with this edge is that it becomes almost blade-like, right? And
Yeah,
very
sharp,
very
sharp.
flimsy. But what Ford has done is, if you look on the inside there, you can actually feel it. They've ribbed it. Can you feel the ribs?
Yes, and they've also kind of smoothed out this edge.
Yeah, and so that is much more expensive to do because it's much more difficult to actually create the mold to do that kind of ribbing so that it's not just a cheap edge, it's actually a ribbed edge that gives it much more support and gives it much more structure. Having said that, this elephant skin plastic doesn't belong on a
But
$67,000 vehicle.
you bring up an excellent point, Roman, because let's say you're putting your cup down, right, in the cup holder right there.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't finished the way it is, and if you scratched your finger on it, and you would say to yourself, I just bought a $67,000 truck, and I just scratched my finger on the door, that would not be acceptable, right? So that's why companies, and Ford including, spend a lot of time finishing the truck.
And oftentimes, some of these secondary controls are very jewel-like, right? On a lot of luxury vehicles. So I like the little chrome part there where they've actually gone out of the way to make it more than just a black. The other thing that when they design a truck they think of is, these knobs. By the way, the four-wheel drive knob over here is probably the cheapest knob. This one right here.
It's hard to see it.
That one is probably the cheapest knob on any vehicle. It looks like the top of a Lipton iced tea cup. Really, it does. That's what I drink with iced tea. That could be the top of that Lipton can. But Ford will say the reason they do that is because they design these things so that when you're using gloves, which a lot of workmen do, right? Because these are work trucks. Maybe not this one, but they are work trucks. Then you want big knobs so you can actually get your
Yeah, the size
glove
of the buttons matter. Look at the size of this light button. I mean, that's pretty huge, right?
Yeah, having said
I
that,
don't know if you could show that, Tommy, but
having said that, here's some cost cutting, right? That's not a French stitch. That's just a French stitch is a double stitch. It looks fancier. It probably wears a little bit better. Instead, you can just get a single kind of stitch. So there is a little bit of cost cutting. And when you're building, let's say, 500,000 of these, right? Even something as simple as that saves you money. Yeah, it all saves you money. So, like over here, they put the French stitch. Let me show it. Tom, you can see the French stitch. It's right here. And they've gone out of the way and they've color-coded it to match the seat. Right? That's a nice touch. Very elegant, very expensive.
yeah, and of course, F-150 has a ton of rear space. I just wanted to show you. See, Roman, is that driver's seat is comfortable for you?
Well, let me check. I'll sit where I would normally drive.
Okay. So are you comfy?
I'm a little close.
Okay, move back.
I go back and I go like this.
Okay.
So I drive probably right about there. How about you? Are you set?
Roman, I have like 5, I don't know how many inches, like 5 extra inches of space
That's what she
for my
said.
knees. I mean, this rear seat is so huge and comfortable, and I think I would go for a crew cab every time, even though it's so expensive. I gotta have a crew cab to make sure the family and friends are comfortable.
Here's an interesting question. When is the ZR2 event?
That's I'm going
Tomorrow?
to ZR2 tomorrow. So I'm on my way to a place called Gateway, Colorado, and we're going to get to do high-speed driving and rock crawling. So stay tuned for that. We'll get the video out as soon as possible. We try to be first with our videos, so we're going tomorrow.
And you might do a little live show from there as well.
I'll try to do a live show. There'll
Okay.
be a press event, which we'll stream that live as well. But yeah, ZR2 is tomorrow because apparently they're hitting the dealerships now.
Yes, they're going out to dealers, and tomorrow I'm also traveling. I'm not going with Roman. I'm going to East Coast to try some new Firestone tires.
Yeah, and where's
There's
Nathan? Where's Nathan at?
Nathan is actually driving to Flagstaff, Arizona right now for an Overland event, and there is actually 2 manufacturer events there. There's a Nissan event and also a Ram event that we were invited to. So he's going to cover the Nissan part of the event.
Go Titan.
I'm going to do the Ram, so Rebel and Power Wagon.
Nice.
And then we're going to meet at the Overland Expo, which is the West Expo for the Overland people, and I'll be there, I think, Friday and Saturday morning. So if you guys are out in Arizona, come out and see us.
Yeah, and for sure we'll go live from the Overland Expo if there's web service there.
Actually, they moved it,
Did they?
so it's closer to town now. So
Good.
I think I might have a good reception, and if I do, I'll definitely live stream from there.
So it's not such a mud event.
No, not anymore.
All right, I have one more question I want to ask before we conclude the show, Andre.
Yep.
I want to ask you. Let's go back up here. So, Andre, obviously, this is one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive,
Half-ton?
you can get.
Yes.
How long? And I'm going to ask you guys this too. Will it be before you can get a heavy-duty truck that's 100K?
I'm gonna say within 5 years, because look at this. If you buy a fully loaded Ford Super Duty F-450, which is kind of a consumer version of that truck, I think we tested one, we saw one at 83 grand.
Yeah, I think you can get
Or
higher than
85.
that. I think you can go up more than that if you get the
So-
Power Stroke with all the belt, at the limited with all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, so right now, let's say we're not under 90.
Right.
So we only have 10,000 more to go.
That's crazy.
That's coming up very soon.
$100,000 truck, and you know, one of the signs of that is that they're doing all these specialty truck, right? You just wrote up another. They did a Kentucky Derby truck. Ram did a Kentucky Derby truck.
Yeah, they had a single one-of-a-kind truck, but they've been supporting the Kentucky Derby
For a long
for 8
time.
years.
Yeah.
But like at New York, they unveiled the Sublime color,
Yeah.
and then they had I think a new midnight package or some sort of monochromatic look as well for a heavy-duty truck. So extra packages, they all cost money, right? GM is doing a lot of that too, right?
So I'm gonna actually go the other way, Andre. I think that we're kind of at the high water mark in terms of our economy, right? We went from selling 16 million vehicles to selling 10 million in the early 2000s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it's come back up and now it's starting to flatline again. And I think that the days of these trucks might be limited. My sense is that if the economy doesn't stay as strong as it is, then at some point trucks are going to have to come back down in price, and maybe the workman truck, the $27,000 F-150 is going to be the one that's going to be sold more.
That's a very good point, and you know that's part of the reason why a lot of you guys are asking us about base trucks.
Yeah.
And you know what else is happening the week after this one?
What?
We're getting 3 heavy-duty trucks.
Damn!
They're all base models.
We're getting 3 base heavy-duty trucks. Tell me they're the gas version.
Yes, they are.
Hey, dude, nice work, man.
Yes.
So we're getting the base heavy duties with the gas.
Ford,
Yeah.
Chevy, and Ram.
All right.
So we're going to be testing the heck out of them. So, you know, eye gauntlets, MPG loops, but also, you know, have some fun with them, right?
Right.
Maybe a little drag race. And I'm working on another special project. I want to move a really heavy, large plane.
Yeah, you did that once before, and people laughed at us. They said it wasn't big enough, and there was just like this big black whatever thing that was.
This is a B-1A bomber.
You want to move a B-1A bomber with
Yes,
the truck?
and it weighs about 175,000 pounds. I'm working on this project. It's going to take me a few weeks to do this, but this is going to be incredible.
So we've got a lot coming up, guys. As far as I can tell, we've got the ZR2. That'll be this week. Then we've got the Overland Expo. We've got
3 trucks coming.
3 trucks coming, and if all goes well, Andre's going to be crashing a plane into a building.
Do you know how expensive that plane is?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But it sounds cool. Any last questions before we sign off, Tommy?
Just a lot of comments about the truck in general.
Yeah?
Um,
People like it? What do you guys? You like this $67,000 F-150 Limited?
a lot of comments saying it's too expensive, and a lot of people dislike the color. Ford needs to bring back the flare side.
Yeah, I agree. I love the flare side. Step side.
I
Bring
think
that back.
it's like a fashion. It comes and goes, right?
Yeah.
Early, what is it, 2000s were a lot of step side, flare side trucks.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
not
I love those.
anymore.
I love those trucks.
Now everybody's putting like compartments in beds.
You know what they need to bring back? The little Red Express. That's a Ram, of course.
Tommy and I just saw one in Cars and Coffee
Yeah?
a couple days ago. Yeah, that was really cool.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. And remember, we do these shows live as much as possible every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And hopefully this Wednesday, I'm going to be doing it from the ZR2 Colorado Chevy event. And we'll give you an up-close and personal look. Thanks for watching. This is Roman
And Andre.
saying, don't forget to click, well, let's put the video up here to watch Tommy's High Boy disaster where...
Actually, probably on this side.
Right, we'll put it up there, where Tommy's High Boy died. Tommy, what are you going to do with that engine when it dies? You going to take the Lincoln engine and put it in the High Boy?
It won't die. It's good to go forever now.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you guys next time. Ciao.